is jazz gets deeper and deeper and deeper, right? It gets deeper and deeper. Come on, please, come on in, join us, come on through. Come on through, this is the place to be. Conga stage is where you want to be. It's all about the drum and bass. Come on, come on, come on. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for choosing us. Thank you for choosing us. We're going to settle well into it. Gentlemen, are you okay with us to just start going? And I think, you know, they'll find us, they'll find the groove along the way. So if you perhaps have just joined the stream, welcome. This is Jazz for Young People. My name is Ukanya Wagasosibo, and I have been holding it down here, and we're going to continue to hold it down as your MC. Of course, we have got Angela, right? And we also got FD, because I'm busy wanting to say Fundile, but I can see I'm stealing away from a street cred. FD. So this is the Conga stage, and it's all about the drums and bass. We had such a phenomenal first session with Angelo, just sharing some of his journey, his love, of course, for the bass, telling us about how he grew up in a household where it was all about the bass, right? It reminds me of a song, I don't know if you guys know, there's a musician called, what is her name? Megan, yes, Megan Treno. It's all about that bass, And some of the important takings that we have taken away from the sharing earlier on is the importance of consistency, the importance of practice, the importance of doing it even when you don't feel like doing it. And I guess that's true for anything and everything if you want to master it. I don't know if you guys know the phenomenon that's called 10,000 hours. So for you to become even, okay, in terms of greatness, you need to put in 10,000 hours. So please come on through, you can join us. This is Conga Stage, and of course it's all about jazz for the young people, brought to you by the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. Later on, I'll be sharing with you some of our great sponsors who have made this happen. So, I know that earlier on, there's somebody lost their mitten glove. Does anybody know? Okay. Who? Okay, let's do this. We'll put it here. And then they'll find it, okay. So, as I said, FD, I'm not a fan of reading my bios because I feel like bios are Googleable. So, when after this, you guys have introduced us to this session, I will give the mic to you and you can tell us a bit about yourself. And I think those are the things that matter, the connection. So, please, I know, I keep calling you Fundile, but am I messing with the street cred? Yeah, FD, ne? FD, wabantwana, okay. All right. So please, you know how we did what we did when we did it before. So we're going to start with our slow clap, and we're going to take it all the way through around the room, and we're going to welcome Fundile DLAMINI, or rather, AKA, or BKA, better known as FD. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right. Welcome, please do join us. Welcome back. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on drums with the big, with the warm, with the loud, with the consistent round of applause, FD. Let's go. Keep it coming. You got one more, and then I can bring the mic. All right. Can I please have the mic? The second mic, right there next to you. Yes. Thank you. Can we give FD a round of applause? Solid stuff. Solid, solid, solid. I taught you, ne? I taught you well, ne? All right. So once again, welcome FUNDILE DLAMINI, FD. And I think we're just going to jump straight into it. I think we're pretty much warm. So if you guys have got questions, we're going to jump into it. While he, of course, just tells us a bit about his journey. I know you've kind of given us a bit of insight into your journey in terms of, you know, getting the necessary equipment. So rather, let me start here. What made you fall in love with jazz and the drums?
So, I could say my upbringing was just as similar to Angelo's because my mother is a singer. Also, my aunt was a singer. Both my uncles were instrumentalists at church, so all of them used to partake in praise and worship at church. So when I was young, I used to see them do their thing there, and that was very inspiring to see them there as a family, you know, which is something very rare these days. They were partaking in praise and worship, so apparently at the age of 3, I was breaking, you know, the spoons, the cups, the side plates. I was responsible for breaking most of them in the house. Then came the buckets, then the neighbors started complaining, but you know, as I grew up, they started understanding that this is not a small thing that's happening here. It's a very serious thing that could turn into a very big thing. So, yeah, I started playing drums at the tender age of 4. Played my first church service at age 6 was when I could reach the pedals. At the age of 10, I played my first professional gig. So I could say I've been in the industry for the past 17 years. He's 10 years younger than me. That's insane. Yeah. That's insane. And let me shock you guys. do you know that this is our first time playing together today?
Let's give them a round of applause.
This is the first official instance me and him have gathered and decided that we want to do something, you know? So this is what being professional looks like. You're able to communicate beforehand and just send songs, and then, and then we just come together and do this thing, you know? But I can definitely give credit to the fact that this is our experience. You know, we could give this to the experience because we've been doing this for a very long time. A little more about me. I don't only play drums. I'm actually mostly a music producer first before I am a musician, because the music producer decides for everybody what gets to happen with the music. So I've worked with your favorite artists like AKA, Amanda Black, Rouge, to name a few. A. Reese, I've been musical director for the same people as well. Just been out here doing, you know, the best that I could to contribute to the industry in the best way possible, because at the end of the day, for me, I strongly believe that the music is and will always be bigger than me. Yeah. It'll never get to a point where I should be put above the music, because at the end of the day, coming together as a unit will make us stronger than when I'm an individual, you know? So always strive to make sure that you never put yourself as the main thing. Keep music as the main thing, because that's what can get you to elevate from one point to another.
Love it, love it, love it. Can you give him a round of applause? And I guess today, FD, you can add to that list of greats, our Angelo.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Now, at the next place, you'll be like, yeah, I've worked with the greats, the likes of, and then you say Angelo.
The young leg, you know.
Yes. So, do we have any? Yes, there's a hand there, and then we're going to get into that, because I'm hoping that we can beat the system. And by beating the system, please come join me, thank you. We can beat the system, and by that, so that we can get a bit to hear you guys a lot more. We're here for the music, so I know we must get the talking also happening, but I'd like to get more music happening. Please come closer. Good morning. Is it still morning? It's afternoon. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Hi, everyone. So my name is Msizi, right? So my question for FD is, I've heard you this whole thing. You've been talking about God a lot. Like, you've been touching on that. So I wanted to ask, as a musician, how does God play a role in what you do? And
put him first. Yeah. Put him first. That is a wonderful question.
Great question. Thank you so much. That's a great question.
It's a beautiful question in the sense of the fact that I am one person who does take God very seriously. I believe that I am even here today because he decided that I must wake up and come speak to y'all. You know, put a clock next to a dead body. Nothing's gonna happen. But the fact that I was even able to wake up without the sound of an alarm is the greatest blessing that you could ever receive. Always know that the first blessing you receive in a day is the fact that you wake up.
Can we give that a round of applause?
You know, that's the first blessing God bestows on your life. And then everything else is what comes with the day. But always know that you are always blessed. When you see the day, you are blessed. Always take that into mind.
And just to ride on what you're saying, and I think that's such an impressive question to ask in a room full of young people, especially, and I think both of you may attest, also I guess Dad may attest to this, that the space of the creative arts can be one that can get really dark, right? At many levels, including the frustration of you being a creator. Earlier on, I was actually sharing with Zoe and Ulanga and saying to them, you know, I feel like when you do have this as a gift, so we've got many gifts, right? Some of them are numbers, etc. But particularly when it comes to the creative arts, this is God shining out of you. So whether you are singing, whether you are grabbing a bass, whether you're grabbing sticks to hit the, is it sticks? Are they called sticks? Drumsticks, ne? I'm at the drumsticky, yes. Drumsticks rather, that it is, that is God in you, right? Because how do you know when you do what you do? Like one of my favorite things about going to live events like this is then, because they always give the drummer, have you noticed how they always give the drummer, in the bass, they give them their moment, right? And then they do their thing and they do their thing and they do their thing. But some of the things that they do, I imagine, it's like you don't even know and you're just like, maybe let me do this. And it happens. And that is such an important thing. And I really love it that as young people, I also saw you, Angelo, nodding to that. And I saw some people even clapping their hands, that there is an importance to understanding that there's a higher being than you for you to be able to honor the gift that you have. So I just wanted to just put a rubber stamp on that. I think that is so dope. Anybody else? Because I really want us to get them playing. Yes, please do.
What I like to say is that your talent is God's gift to you. What you do with your talent is your gift to him.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. So, I think we're having a good time. Are we having a good time? We're having a good time. We've got about like 20 minutes, right? Before we go to lunch. So, are we feeling like we're going to Sojema Gangane? Is there something that's in your spirit that you still wanted to share?
We could talk just for maybe 5 minutes.
We can talk a bit more.
We'll
Guys, any questions? Do you have any questions? Yeah, oh no, there was a young lady. Are you sure? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My apologies. Okay, let's come to the... Please join me. Thank you so much. Yes, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great, thanks. Hi, my name is Cabello. I'm a drummer. I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I'm a producer. I'm everything. I try to put myself out there as much as possible. So, I wanted to ask, have you ever, like as a MD and as a drummer and everything that you are right now, have you had a problem with working with artists because of the fact that you take God seriously? Because I've had a fear, Uguti, I want to put myself out there, but the people that I want to work with, or that people that would reach out to me don't have the same intentionality to God or for God the way that I do. So have you had a problem with working with an artist because of your relationship with God?
So that's a great question, bro. Wow. Where
Thank
y'all
you.
get
Thank
these
you,
questions,
Kamsa.
y'all? Whoa. That's a very powerful question. So maybe let me just be brutally honest so that you guys know what you probably might get yourselves into in the near future. So I work a lot in the secular industry, which is very much a part of the world in a godly sense, right? Who you are in the world should definitely never take away your belief in God, because you understand that you are here because of him. So it shouldn't shake you in any way that the people you are going to work with believe in other things. But I've been in situations where I've worked with someone who didn't believe what I believed in, but they knew that what I believe in is what I believe in, and what I stand for is what I stand for. They would never sway me into thinking that I could come into their world and start doing what they're doing, because I've been so stern and firm in my belief of who God is, to a point where if they don't pray, I offer to pray so that I recognize God where I am. He's always there, but it's always better to recognize that you are there because he's there.
So if someone approaches you, someone who does secular music, and approaches you and says, "Yo, bro, I want to work, and this is what I believe in." So would you reject that person simply because they don't do that? They don't believe in what you believe in, and they don't have the same level of devotion as you? Would
Yeah.
you like reject?
So my thinking behind that one, I think, is a very different approach. It's like, what would Jesus do, bro? You know, when Jesus went out into the world, he would sit with everybody and anyone. So why can't we do that? Because you never know that that could be God using you to change that person's life. So never think that because they are different now that it might pollute who you are. Understand, you carry a very great power inside of you, which is God, bro. Nothing will ever be above that. Always keep that and hold that up high, so that when you do meet these people, you know that you are standing on solid ground and there's nothing that could shake you. Because the thing about it is that people will want to tap into your talent, but it shouldn't stop you because now they believe in something else that you don't. So allow God to do what he thinks. And my thing is that when people come to you and they want to work with you, you never know that that's God's doing.
Yeah.
It could be a stepping stone to the place that you really want to be at. Because where you pass through is a part of the journey. It doesn't mean that because you want to work with the best gospel artists at the top of, or the best gospel artists in the country, that you can't work with the secular artists in the middle. But can't you don't know that you could meet this gospel artist through the secular artist. So never limit the possibilities of what God could do in your life.
Never limit the possibilities of what God can do in your life. And I think it is important to note that this is a workshop about music, but I think it's very important, and I love that we have gravitated towards spirituality. Ooh, spirituality. Yes, sis. Look at me biting my tongues. When you don't do, this is what happens, right? It's important. It's important for you to also understand that we actually do need people who are God-fearing in this space. You know, we do need people who are God-fearing in this space. And I love that you said, Uguti, you know, what would Jesus do? Because that's the thing, you know, we can't other people, but it's for us to enter those spaces, stay true to who we are, and then influence. Because when somebody looks at you do what you do, that is a moment for them to see God, you know, because you're doing what you're doing and you're doing so well. I want to bring it back to you, FD, because you spoke about music production. And earlier on, when we started off, you spoke about that this could be the dream, you know, the live performances. That's when you feel most alive. But there are many other options within the musical industry space. So sometimes you're not the person at the forefront who is going to be recognizable. At the mall, they're going to go and scream for you. But it does not mean to say that you're not a very important function of what then is put out into the world. So you touched on music production. Can you just kind of tap into some other options, and also the importance of the well-roundedness of the offering? Because just because I can't sing but I love music, it does not mean that I can't find my way and my life within the music industry.
So with this particular one, I could give props to my mother, because she's one person who's experienced the industry in its entirety as well. So one day we had a chat, and she suggested to me that, look, I, for one, know exactly how the industry works, and it's not sustainable as you grow up to be an adult. So, because what happens is that, like Mr. Roman was saying, is that he needs to give way to people like Angelo. He can't be in the industry until he's 70 years old. He needs to give way, and when his time is up, he needs to give. You know what I'm saying? You know, when his time is up, he needs to give way to others. So it's like, but how are you going to position yourself in such a way that you're still a very useful person to the industry? So other avenues that you could look into are the technical aspects of how the industry runs, because I think I would suggest that in the sense of the fact that it's not too far from the passion of what music is. You will still get to experience music fully in its entirety, but from a technical aspect. And the technical aspect pays very well. Very, very well. I could literally charge 150K for an album. I've done it. But yeah, that's how it works. It's like if you can get yourself to be someone who has racked up a certain amount of skills, because being a musical director needs you to understand what it means to produce music as well, because now you have the responsibility of producing a show. And I feel like that's way more work compared to producing a song, because now you have to build an experience, you have to build a mood. It needs to feel a certain way from what the song is. It's either you make it better or it could diminish it, you know. So as a music producer who musical directs, it's been a very wonderful experience to see the reaction of the client when I press the play button and they're like, how is this sounding like a song, but it's not a song, but it's for a musical performance, you know, just because now I've already taken my expertise from the music production and I'm applying it to my musical direction. And obviously that makes me distinctive in how I approach things, because it won't be the average trying to hit hits and stuff. I could literally program a section of an orchestra to make you feel sad, because that's my intention. But I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't understand music production.
Yeah.
So I would really encourage all of you, in fact, to learn something about music production and what it takes to build something and create something. You'll criticize other people less, trust me.
Right, so we are running a bit out of time, but I'm going to try and tie it all together. Thank you, FD, for that. And I think also something that could be an important consideration when you speak about the various job opportunities, entrepreneurial opportunities within the music industry, it will be that your musical gift might not live in the pure music space, but can live on film and TV. Because what is a movie without a soundtrack, right? The films that we make, when we act, then you know, the acting is assisted. So somebody can say to me, be dramatic, and give me, you know, not a lot. And I can just be like,
here's a dramatic example of what you're talking about.
Give me the dramatic example.
So you could be the one literally responsible for the effects of a movie. So here's something that you've noticed but haven't noticed. You know how boring a fighting scene would be without their You know what I'm saying? It'll just be, but like with the it's more interesting.
100%.
You could be responsible for things like that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's the thing. You know, we sit and we whether it's theater, there's just so many things that give life to it. Sometimes, you know, as an actor, you go into a space, you read your lines and you're done and you go home and you can't see the vision. And then when you see the final product, you're like, aha. It just makes everything better, man. Music makes everything better. So I think in tying things up, I'm just going to allow if there's one more question, statement, or something to be said. Okay, I know you. Is there somebody else? Okay, you are going to be finishing. Please come through.
Come through, guys. Come through.
Anyway, hi. Some of you all don't know me. I'm Kia, but they call me Kamu. Anyway, so I got a question for you. Now, I'm also a drummer, so I have this like really huge anger issue. When I don't get like the whole song or I make a mistake, I kind of like throw my sticks around and like wanna hold something or punch something, you know? So I just wanna know, do you feel that way?
I mean, learning anything is frustrating, really. But you have to be okay with being frustrated for now. Okay. It won't be forever. If you continue doing what you're doing, at some day you will stop throwing those sticks because you'll do what you want to do.
Okay. So anyway, another question is, sorry,
No worries.
sorry.
Ask.
The things he said, like I felt his question, you know. I also don't like being in a group, you know. They're looking at me, okay. I'm like trembling right now. I feel like I could the whole earth could like open up and can jump, you know. So I kind of like felt his question, you know. I also don't like performing in like huge groups or in front of a lot of people. I feel like I wanna like do my own thing by my own self. But at school, they want us to be like in a lot of groups, those bands and stuff, and I always run away.
Maybe
all
let me
the time.
ask you this. What's your end goal? What do you dream of doing in the end with this music thing?
I kind of dream of like being a big superstar.
Then you can't be
but-
afraid of people looking at you.
No, but I also want to be a pilot.
Okay.
I want to be both of them at the same time, but I don't think I can do both of them.
Look, I've decided that anything is possible, guys. If you really want to chase your dreams, you get up and you go do it. The fact that someone told me that I can't do many things in the music space for that matter, and I decided they were wrong. They came to me and they're like, focus on drums, bro. I was like, no. When there's people like Jacob Collier who play more than 25 instruments, why should I be the only one who plays one? You know what I'm saying? So expand your horizons, you know. And my thing is that you never know that you diving into the pilot space, you could find a way to bring music into the pilot space in some way or another because of your passion in music. So pursue your dreams, don't be afraid. Try everything and anything because you're young. So don't be afraid.
Yes, and to that point, you know, I think it's also important to tap into all spaces because I know we run out of time, but music is also a business, right? So I'm in the creative space as a broadcaster, an actress, a voice artist, but I've got a business degree. So there's nothing wrong with, you know, tapping into all those spaces because you don't know, it will be the flight that you're on, right? That will introduce you to the person that will become their drummer. Who knows, right? That you can work with. So any parting shots? Do you have any parting shots, FD? Do you have any parting shots? Do you have parting shots? Wisdom. We want some wisdom. Give us some wisdom, man.
You know what's crazy? I had like things planned out and stuff, but just didn't even go my way. But it's fine. Take yourself seriously. Just take yourself seriously. The bottom line is that, because what that does, it really literally translates across your life. It's something that just opens up into a very beautiful flower once you plant it. Take yourself seriously in everything that you do, in anything. People will take you seriously because you take yourself seriously. I can't take you seriously if you don't take yourself seriously because you'll be wasting my time and your time too. Right? So, take yourself seriously. As serious as you can.
As serious as you can. So thank you so much. There we go, Angela. Thank you.
All I have to say is stay consistent. If you just have to find a way to keep on moving forward, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always opportunities that come and they always don't go your way, you know? Like, you can someone can say no to you, you know? So if you just carry on and just keep on going, that's all it comes down to. Staying persistent, consistency, and yeah, it's a difficult thing, but once you master it, you have it down. That's all I can say. But yes, practice, enjoy music. Music is not a thing to be scared of. It's a thing to enjoy and love and treasure. So yes, that's all I have to say, to be fair.
I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, give them a round of applause. So I don't think it will be fair for me to speak after the music. So I think it's only fair that the music is the star for today. So I'm going to allow the music to be the one that's going to sign us out and let us out to lunch. And then, of course, we've got the jam sessions. So for all of you who have been inspired, you're feeling the tingle, you are like, yo, I also want to, we're going to have some jam sessions. You can join us on stage. We're going to get wild. We're just going to get into it, right? And I'm hoping that we're not only just going to get some instrumentalists, we're going to get some vocalists. I want to hear some things. I don't know, gentlemen, I know that you've probably got something planned, but I think I must note this. The room seemed to have been in agreement with that God is important, right? I think the room seems to have been in agreement with that. So I think it's only fair that we find something. I don't know, what is a common song that we all know? Like that we can all just groove to, that we, like a, what's a song? There's a song that we all know. You guys, you can't, you know that song? Seems like I always fall short of being worthy. But I ain't good enough, 'cause he still loves me. Are there no drums there and bass? Okay, you see how important everything is, right? So we would need the keys for that to happen. We'll do it at the jam session. You guys owe me. Okay, did you hear them? They've agreed, ne? Because we got into church a bit here, right? So before I allow the gentleman to sign us off, just a reminder of you that this year's Standard Bank Joy of Jazz taking place in September. So go ahead, tell your friends, your family, everybody. Let them go ahead and buy their tickets, buy the tickets, right? And it's got such a phenomenal theme to it. And that theme is Jazz Gets Deeper. Take me there. Oof. That sounds so right? And today, of course, it was such a beautiful reflection that it's not business as usual. It's not jazz as usual. Jazz is for young people, and we're seeing it. We really are seeing it, and it could be you. So you don't have to wait till you're 50 to get into the jazz. You can start jazzing your life up right now, and you guys can tell me, proof positive, that jazz is actually in almost every genre of music. Like, I feel like it always, it guides, yes. I've heard jazz in some house songs. I've had a bit of jazz in some hip-hop songs, a jazz step, some bebop, all of those stuff. So really continue to embrace jazz. It is such a freeing genre of music. And I feel like it really does depict what life is, because there's no greater improv space than in the jazz musical space. And that's the thing about life. You just never know what today is going to be like. And then, of course, we have to say a big thank you for the people who have made today possible and who continue to make the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz a possibility and allowing us to be in this moment, because we are here for a purpose. And the purpose was not just to be in this room and celebrate and learn, but we are also raising funds. We want you to dig deep into your pockets and support the great mission that we bring to you today. So a big thank you, of course, to our sponsors, starting off with, and you're going to help me, guys, with a round of applause, Standard Bank. Let's give them a round of applause. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. Let's give them a round of applause. Gauteng Tourism, let's give them a round of applause. And then we also go on to give MNS attorneys a round of applause. Sampra, as musicians, you need to know them. Let's give them a round of applause. Southern Sun, let's give them a round of applause. Oh, I'm loving this. Why didn't you start like this? How, guys? Okay. Renault, let's give them a round of applause. And then, of course, let's give applause to Arena Media. And then the people who take out the word, spread it, and make sure that people know that events like this are taking place, events like the Joy of Jazz are taking place, is of course the media partners. So let's give a huge round of applause to 702. And of course, you might have seen them. They are here broadcasting live. Let us give a round of applause to Radio 2000. All right, before handing you over, guys, just to remind you about the social media, it's at Joy of Jazz across all social platforms. So that is Instagram, it's X as well as Facebook. Those hashtags, so today it's all about young jazz for young people. So you can get the hashtag that is hashtag J4YP. You can also get it as JFYP, and then you can go into the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz 2024, and if you go into the social media, you'll find all of those hashtags. And the important thing, guys, with all of you in this room, please spread the word, spread the love. Wherever they are, they need to just simply go to Back a Buddy. That's how you can support the fundraiser for today. That's what it's all about. Giving funds and raising funds. We're hoping to raise R500,000. I know it sounds like a lot, 500,000 Rand for the National School of Arts right here in Johannesburg. So go to Back a Buddy, look up, of course, Jazz for Young People, and let's do the right thing. Without further ado, Gamalami ukhanya wakasosibo makema mshingilo kathabetso mntwana mntwana lo semaswatini mangcobeni. It's been an honor and a privilege to be in your company. Please let's give a big round of applause to FD and Angelo. This is Conga stage. It's all about the bass and drums. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Please do remember after lunch, it's all about the jam sessions, so you don't want to miss out on that one. All right? So while they play, we're going to do it for the gram, right? Are you ready? We're going to do it for the gram. All right. Okay, you guys ready? We're going to shout Jazz is for Young People. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Say it. And this is FDeezus. And I've got you, Angelo Rowan. Woo! Give them a round of applause, a round of applause. It's Conga stage. It's Jazz is for Young People, brought to you by the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz, happening this September. Get your tickets, and of course, find us, Back a Buddy, and let's raise 500,000 Rand for the National School of the Arts in Johannesburg, South Africa. stage. Joy of Jazz brought to you by Standard Bank. Youth is for young, or rather, jazz for the young people. Thank you so much to, let's give him a round of applause, Angela Rowans, FUNDILE DLAMINI. Let everybody know it is a Conga stage. That is the place to be this year for the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. And that's how we say thank you, and we'll catch you at the jam sessions. It's now lunch.